Hello there, I'm Colonel Failure and this is City Skylines. Now, to avoid spoilers, I have started out by facing the exterior of the town that we've been building so far, because I made a slight change based on the non-functioning roundabout that we were looking at the end of the last episode. Ready for it? Are you ready? As you can see, it works. There we go. So, we put some, quadruple lane behaviour in here, in the thinking that, maybe we'd be able to filter some stuff on and off, and certainly if it comes to getting out of town, there's really not too much of a problem, although the signal priorities here aren't exactly wonderful. If I could change those, that'd be lovely. In fact, you could probably solve all of your traffic problems if you were allowed to actually change the way that the signals operated. But that is not how it works. So, why isn't this working? Well, it's really quite straightforward. We've got too many junctions in close proximity. What you want to do is you want to filter stuff off, and this kind of filter approach here is actually pretty good in terms of getting traffic out of the way, in order to get it to wherever it needs to go as a destination. But putting these two as close together as they are, it's catastrophic. Am I going to do some more tinkering on this now? No, there's no point. Not until I start to expand into a kind of broader city. So, first things first, I've got a couple of small jobs to do. Where are we? We've got our high school here that needs renaming. So, oh no, that's an elementary school. Where's the high? That's the high school. Here's the high school, and this is now MJC's Business and Tech, which I'm hoping will fit. Business and Tech. Splendid. Thank you, MJC. That's now named in your honour. Meanwhile, this elementary school is going to become. Let's try it without the to start with. This is Malarkey Centre of Learning. There we go. Splendid. So, there we are, so a little bit of personalisation going on there, and this feeds nicely into a grand scheme that I will be introducing later on. I know, I'm always one for talking about what's going to happen later, and less about what's happening now. Okay, so in the previous episode we unlocked the ability to have higher density, instead of all this light density stuff at the moment, which leads to, nice kind of grassy suburban feel. I could actually have larger stuff going on. What's this that's on fire here? The Poplar residence. Well, fire engine, please. Yeah, so, growth is going quite nicely. We're up to 6,000 citizens. I can't, for the life of me, remember what the next stepping stone was. But it's relatively. Oh, what have we got going on here? We've got crime. We've got fire. This is not the beautiful haven I had intended this part of town to be. Okay, right. So we need some more police, and I think we'll probably. Let's have a look at the budget panel here. Let's over-index on both the fire department and the police service. That should help. We can probably do the same actually on schools as well, because our population is growing. Alright, we'll leave it like that. I haven't put too much attention into exactly what that's going to accomplish, but I'm optimistic. Let's have a look at the crime overlay. Okay, so there actually isn't coverage over this side of the city at all. So I probably ought to look at that. Still, the crime rate's only 9%. Rock and roll, that's fine. What about fire coverage? Over here, again, not so good. Alright, so that seems to suggest a course of action. And potentially, I've got the money. I could look at opening another parcel of land and then starting to build something properly. Or do I want to go just a bit further first? Let's go just a little bit further first. Alright, first things first, let's get some road up. And I want to be able to freeform it. So here we go, we'll go out this way. And I don't know if this is going to junction or if it's going to Oh yes, we've got an incineration plant, which might help quite nicely for our waste disposal woes that we bumped into last time. I mean, obviously, you have the downside of additional pollution, but pollution doesn't concern me, since I'm trying to turn this, you know, lovely, likable, sweet and charming Enjoymentville into a, you know, dystopian hellhole eventually. You think I'm joking? I'm not. I'm really not. I'm going to turn it into something that's grim and unpleasant. Let's not cut directly through the... There we go. We'll do that. You never know. That might end up being the most popular commuter route in town. Certainly, it's longer than taking the surface streets, but currently there are no junctions. And as someone who drives all too frequently through towns and motorways and what have you, no traffic is a boon. Anyway, let's should we just bash that all the way along here? Yeah, okay. So I think we should redub this original island Temporary Island, maybe. So the plan, for those who haven't watched episodes before, the kind of the overall plan is to get a whole bunch of stuff unlocked, and then get off. We'll revisit later on. No, we're gonna have to do a bit of bulldoze action there. Yeah, and we'll revisit this whole area later on, and make it function properly. So this is literally just a question of cramming as many people as possible into this area in order to get all of the other bits of functionality opened. And then when I do buy a second parcel of land, we'll can I get that down there without demolishing? Regrettably not. Oh well, they'll get over it. Yeah, and then when I do buy a second bit of land, hopefully I'll lay that out in a much more exciting and entertaining fashion than this, you know, fairly straightforward kind of grid idea, and we'll end up with something kind of glamorous. So here we go. You know, nothing too complicated here. We'll just bash out a few streets, you know. Okay, now I've got a big long street here. Do I want to? Yeah, I think I will make it optional. Except, so with these kind of short block-to-block little sections you've got here, that's where your traffic jams build up, because there isn't enough time for them to clear through. And so traffic just starts building up in quite an unpleasant fashion. Right, we've got demand for residential. So, what I'm going to do first is I'm going to... what's this? Okay. This little fake Twitter doodah, it's somewhat distracting. Oh, we could lash out on a proper big fire station. Or we could just go for another little fire station. Let's go for the little fire station. I don't need a big fire station. Alright, hold on. It needs a road to live on. There we go. All thoughts of, you know, shall I carefully plan this or just bang stuff down immediately out of the window. Right, here we go. Let's put you on midway down there, and then we'll stick the... oh, what was that I just put down? That was a firehouse. That was what you intended to do. Okay. Oh, it's because it's trying to draw my... Sorry, it's me getting confused by the interface. Do we want a police headquarters? No, it's too expensive. There we go. Now, they haven't got any power at the moment because they haven't got anybody next door. So how's about we fix that? Let's see what happens if we highly residential some of this area. See how quickly that fills out. And everybody wants to live right next door to the police, don't they? And, you know, with the fire department next door, Excellent. Alright, let's put some high density commercial in here. That should be enough. Yeah, there we go. So as you can see, that's already done enough to kind of put the road network together. And hopefully with this second fire department, we should be able to deal with a fair amount of the fires that are breaking out at the moment, because it's not that they're going unchecked and burning the entire place down. It's more that it's just taking a while for people to get to them. I'm going to put some offices in here. Let's see if any of them build up. Now, I think we're going to need a university for that to work. And I don't believe I've actually unlocked it yet. Oh, maybe I have. I have unlocked the university. I just haven't got the money to place one. Whew, good stuff. Okay, let's have a look. So that's elementary school availability. What about high school availability? Can you give me more detail on that now? There we go. Aha. Not quite enough coverage for high schools. And actually, let's put down another elementary school as well. Since I've decided to be nice to people and actually, you know, provide them services, I may as well do it properly. There we go. Another elementary school in there. And we'll put another high school. I mean, that's kind of close to the last one. We could put it down here because that's, again, that's central-ish, but it isn't in a residential kind of area. So actually, we'll put it. Let's bang it right, pretty much right next to the other one. You know, that way it lends itself to an after-school, you know, scrap between pupils. Good. Right, that's a plan. What have we got here? That's a bus depot. Okay. Now, we can build a metro, but as mentioned, I am going to be, you know, fair destroying this this side of town, so I'm not going to bother with that for the moment. What I will do, however, is I'm going to create a new bus line. Now, we travel on the left. So let's put one there. Oh, no, I didn't want to go there. No, let's cancel that one. On the left, there we go. Right, and we'll take it round the outside here. And you might kind of go, well, why is anybody going to want to go out there? Stay with me, my friends. You will see. I'm going to, this episode, all of this will get filled in. Because that's the beauty of zoning, really, is you just zone the thing and people go with it. All you have to worry about is, you know, once you've got people moving in all over the place, all you need to really worry about is making sure you've got, you know, power and water and every other conceivable service running sufficiently to keep them under control. Now, where am I connecting up to? I think if I stop there and then we'll cut down this side street. Largely, I just want most streets to have some coverage. Stop just around the corner and then we'll complete the line. Great. Now, do I need to do something about, you know, maybe buy some buses or something like that? Or is it the number of lines that dictate the number of buses? This is not something I have considered. Alright, yeah, I'm done with this. There we go. Let's have a look. So what's this? Open budget panel? No. Relocate building? No. Buses in use? 31. It's based on the number of routes. Okay, fine. So the one that we just placed should be heading out, which I think is this guy here. Bus line 4. Yep, there we go. Now, I would say he's in the wrong lane there, but... Oh, no, he was in the right lane all along. Oh, that's a shrewd piece of driving. And then he's going to... we've got one passenger on board who wants to go out into the countryside, enjoy the nice coastal views. It'd be nice if I could follow it. What's the green thing? Oh, we can follow it. Ace! Smashing. If I kill that, do we continue following? We do. Hey! That's nice. Alright, cool. Alright, there's a building over there that needs demolishing. Alright, let's go get back to work. Right, what do we got here? You. Abandoned drugstore. Well, be abandoned no... Oh, hold on. No, it is. I might be tempted to test at some point whether those guys will ever be reoccupied, but I suspect smarter folk than I have already tried that and have kind of proved that no, you do have to refill them yourself. So here's this high density stuff that we slung up, and already people are moving in. I mean, this is not, you know, high expense buildings going on. Now, where was the offices that I set up? This is it, isn't it? Nope, that's a shop. Let's have a look at the zones. Where are we? There's the offices. Oh, here we go. We have got offices setting up. Top banking. 6 of 6 workers, 1 over-educated worker. Oh, is that a good thing? Intriguing. Alright, okay, good. Oh, I see. So it shows the jobs that it needs. Ah. Right, so they need someone highly educated to work there. And obviously, because I haven't got a university in place yet, they're not going to have that. I suspect the ordering is so uneducated, never been to school. Educated, went to primary school, seems a little odd. Well-educated, completed high school. Highly educated, completed university. Or college, or however you wish to refer to it. It's always nice to see when something's on fire that the fire department have responded already. Okay, now, before I continue, I possibly ought to think about where I want to expand to. I mean, you know, Bankers Weekend Retreat is this whole district around the outside as far as there, and I'm going to expand that all the way around to here before we finish off today. But if, for example, I wanted to expand across to this piece of land over here, then I want to leave some space for a whacking great bridge of some description, which might be kind of cool. Equally, we could go across to this one, or we could continue around the edge here. There's choices. Alright, okay, right, well, I think, given that I've made a plan, let's get it done. There must be an easy way to do that. What's this one? Small brush, big brush, big brush. Here we go. And then I'll have to check on the water situation after I finish doing this, and I'll also have to check on the power situation to make sure that we're not just going to use every last drop of juice up that we've got. Is anybody going to want to live out here on the water front next to this industrial area? I'd be very surprised. But, you know, let's leave that as an option. Meanwhile, let's... industry. Give people options. We'll put a little bit of commercial in here. And obviously, if I was taking any more time over this, I'd make sure that these squares are properly filled out. But right now, it's not important. Let's also think about where we're going to make connections off this main road. So I think, hang on, let's take you down to there. Okay, in the first episode I said that I was going to fight against the road building tool in this, and I take it back completely. I am not going to fight against the road building tool in this. It's actually pretty good. You know, if you end up fighting it, it's because you're making a mess of it. He said, making a mess of it. Let's no. Let's at least allow it to be kinky. And then what I'd like you to do is something. That's not bad. We'll take it. Okay, cool. What else have we got going on? Where could we? We could do that. Alright. Leave a bit of parkland in the middle. Well, it stops us making that too dense. Alright, no, yeah, we'll leave that. That's fine. Let's get back on the zoning. Ooh, and we've got actually low demand for commercial at the moment. It's not going to stop me finishing this off, because people will move in as and when they decide they need it. Yes. I quite like the broken squares approach that they've got going on, where you might end up with something that's not particularly effective. That's kind of cool. Let's bosh that in there. Let's do the same over here. Let's just whack some high density residential in these two. There we go. And the other thing I've noticed, and you possibly have as well, especially if you watch me play other things, is I have not yet once resorted to using the go fast button. There just doesn't seem to be necessary. The game moves at a pretty good pace by itself. Doesn't need me to force the agenda at all. Here we go. Let's put some more offices up here. In fact, this can be a double office segment. There we go. Now, that's a fundamental difference, he says, noticing for the first time. It's a fundamental difference between this and SimCity 4 is, in SimCity, I would have had to pay for that. I would have to pay to zone something so that people could move in. And that was what held you back more than anything else, because people were always willing to move in, but you couldn't always guarantee that you had the space for it to happen. I exaggerate a little there because, you know, obviously if you'd screwed up the way your town was built, then no one was going to move in. But for the most part, people always wanted to move in. You just needed to make sure you'd got the money to zone the land correctly. What is it with the waterworks? Have we got some water shortage going? Oh, hello. Oh, industry's going out of business. This big fella here can't possibly be bust. You were making important... No, it's abandoned. Okay, fine. Alright. I look forward to the new future of whoever the new tenant is. Right, I'm going to need to look at resources to make sure that that's sorted. Okay, fire engines couldn't get to that, which potentially suggests that the gridlock that's built... Actually, it's not as bad as it was at the start of the episode. The gridlock that's building up is hazardous. Okay, so I'm going to look at resources in the next episode to make sure that that's working. I mean, as you can see, you know, not 5 minutes ago I built all of this stuff, and it's kind of, you know, it's populating already, which is nifty. Where are we? 6,800 people now living in the city, almost 7,000. This is all good stuff. Okay, next time around I'm going to finish off getting this map occupied, this kind of starter area. That one's operating normally. Ah, we're talking about this one. Who's this? This is also Garments Limited. Oh no, it's the fish stick factory. Downer. Yeah, so we'll finish off getting this starter area complete. We'll get a university down, and we'll look into our first piece of land expansion. Interesting. Okay, why not join me then? I've been Colonel Failure. Leave a like, have a subscribe. Why not watch it again? It was fun the first time, right? Yeah, or at least mildly diverting. And I'll catch up with you very soon. Thanks for watching. Cheerio.
Thank you.